In a rural Texas location, archaeology professor Hopper and his dog are looking for a group of vanished hippies from the 1970s. The protagonist comes across an abandoned vehicle with a logbook containing a photo of the former owners and sketches of local legend. Nearby, he discovers a deep hole in the earth that his dog will not enter. Hopper investigates a cave in the hill, despite his dog's barking at it. Using his flashlight, Hopper notices an armed cowboy standing still inside the cave, which piques his interest. When he gets to town, he directs his students, Jackie and Taylor, to prepare climbing gear. However, he informs them that they will not join him as planned. Hopper returns to the same area, tying a rope to a rock and tosses it into the hole. Then he returns to the cave, but his dog refuses to go inside. When Hopper enters, he observes the cowboy standing in the same spot as before and approaches carefully. He detects a glimmer in the air and touches it, discovering moisture, mistaking it for a transparent wall and continuing to cross. 2 days later, Taylor suggests Jackie search for their missing professor. Jackie declines hiking due to safety concerns but agrees to go if Taylor arranges transportation. Taylor has no choice but to phone his classmate Kara, who has a crush on him. Kara comes to her father's Jeep, her younger sister Vives, and her best friend Furby, who has a crush on Jackie. The students will record everything for a school assignment on social media and have brought cameras for everyone. Taylor explains that Hopper is concerned with finding a group of lost hippies from the 1970s who were searching for the Fountain of Youth, which is said to be concealed in the area. Upon arrival, the crew investigates the vehicle and discovers that the missing hippies were Hopper's parents, explaining his fixation. After a group shot, Furby discovers a worn-out rope connected to the van and follows it to another cave entrance. Jackie ignores the spiders and descends down a short tunnel, only to find that the rope has been cut. Taylor examines the rope and determines it is not Hopper's due to its age. Jackie uses her flashlight to explore the tunnel, recognizing the necessity for adequate equipment to properly search for Hopper due to its depth. The party retrieves exploration equipment from the Jeep. Furby, who is scared of creepy crawlers, is left with a radio to keep watch. Everyone carefully climbs down the tunnel in the cave and encounters a curious shimmer. They touch it and notice the air changes. A flashback shows what occurred to Hopper after he breached the barrier. The cowboy moved deeper inside, causing a peculiar light to flicker. Hopper fled after hearing strange noises and screams. Despite only being in the cave for a few minutes, he was surprised to find it was already dark outside. When he returned to his truck, he found it covered in overgrown bushes and his ID had worn out. His dog was not present. Hopper searched the area, which was covered in overgrown bushes, and discovered a Jeep with a bag belonging to his students. It appeared like the cave had transported him into the future. Concerned for young children, Hopper returned to the cave, leaving a trail of lights behind. The transparent barrier caused one of the lights to float, prompting Hopper to continue moving. Back in the present, the group proceeds to investigate the cave, and in another dark passage, they hear the same scary noises Hopper experienced earlier. The girls leave, dismissing Taylor's concern for Hopper, due to their fear of something deadly in the area. Jackie climbs first, but her rope is abruptly cut, leading her to tumble. Taylor's attempt to catch her is unsuccessful, resulting in arm and leg injuries. Taylor tries to inspect the second rope, but it is also cut off. Some believe Furby did it as a prank, but Vive claims he is not the type to do so. When they try to reach him via radio, he does not respond. As the group debates their next steps, a loud thud from the tunnel interrupts their conversation. When Taylor tries to use the radio again, a raspy voice responds with, "Help me," and identifies as Furby. The group debates whether to believe him because his voice does not sound right, resulting in an argument that ends when they hear another disturbance from the tunnel. Taylor, Vives, and Kara search for Furby in the tunnel, but Jackie remains behind due to her leg. She attempts to follow what they're filming with her phone, but the signal soon fades. After trekking, the gang notices a flickering light in the sky. Kara climbs a rock, finds a broken rope, and discovers something behind it that makes her cry. She asks Taylor to take Vives to the other place, but Jackie arrives crawling and they use a camera to spy on what's going on, Furby's lifeless body. Taylor notes that Furby's neck is broken and there is additional rope on the ground, indicating that he attempted to climb down but was cut. Furby's camera still works, so they view the entire recording to determine what happened. Furby complained in the video about losing communication with the group due to unanswered radio calls and yelling. The child waited for them outdoors for days, surprising the group. When his phone battery died, he read a notebook from the vehicle to pass the time. According to the myth, the queen dispatched conquistadores to find a fountain with mystical abilities capable of healing or resurrecting people. Hopper's parents searched for it after his sister became ill with cancer. After running out of food and water, Furby decided to depart. Despite believing his buddies had died, he wanted to locate them in order to obtain the Jeep keys. Furby descended down the hole and saw a rapid change in the sky after crossing the invisible barrier. The group is shocked and disturbed, so they halt the film and discuss what they saw. Taylor believes the flashing light is caused by the sun's rapid day-night cycle, indicating a need for immediate departure after only an hour of being here. Kara, the lone adult without injuries, will use an SOS beacon to seek assistance. Kara notices a change in the air as she ascends, only to see a bleak and bizarre environment. Kara's coughing is exacerbated by the absence of the rope and the unfamiliar air. As a sandstorm approaches, Kara attempts to utilize the beacon but receives no signal. Kara decides to return to the ground after noticing a strange triangular object in the sky. When she returns to the group, she informs them about what she saw, but they are skeptical because she was only gone for a few seconds. Kara claims to have been out for a longer period of time and offers to share her camera footage. Comparing video recordings, Kara has experienced 30 minutes on the surface while she had been gone only a few seconds from their viewpoint, confirming Taylor's theory. Reviewing Furby's footage again, they learn he survived the fall but was murdered by a caveman. Kara and Taylor deduce the time difference is much more drastic than they suspected and entire years are passing within seconds, meaning the few hours they have been in the cave is enough to span several hundred or thousand years outside. After rewatching Furby's footage, they realize he was still alive, but asleep, after the fall. He answered the radio when they called, although his voice sounded strange due to neck injuries. A mystery individual appeared off camera and killed Furby. Kara attempts to escape as the group becomes increasingly eager to leave. While the gang waits, Vives watches Furby's video and finds the sky changing color. Each flicker represents a season, not a single day. Hearing more howling, Kara prepares to climb out again for help but is interrupted by a futuristic humanoid spaceman descending via a retractable ladder. A caveman suddenly attacks, but is subdued by the caveman non-lethally. They flee just to find a whole tribe of cavemen inspecting the dead bodies of the cowboy and Hopper's parents. Discovered, Taylor fights the cavemen and is killed. The spaceman returns, protects the others from the cavemen, and then places Taylor into a healing pool of water. More cavemen attack, and the spaceman is fatally wounded, but uses his dying breaths to show them several media clips about their disappearance and indicating that humans have become spacefaring. The group's disappearance made headlines and prompted family members to seek assistance. After several thousand years, Earth became uninhabitable, prompting humanity to leave on a massive spaceship known as the Ark, which Kara had previously seen in the sky. The guy dies after the video ends. Taylor discovers Hopper's luggage in the cave while deciding on next steps. Taylor instructs the girls to bring Furby's body while he searches for their professor. He also brings the cowboy's revolver in case of an emergency. As he explores the cave, he discovers a trail of lights left by Hopper, which leads him to pictures on the wall depicting the cave's effects. When Taylor turns around, he finds an ancient family, but only the child is alive. He ignores them and continues on until he reaches Hopper, who is injured on the floor. In front of him, a sphere traps people from many times, including cavemen, conquerors, and Hopper's sister. Hopper explains the field is strongest here, making rescue of his sister impossible. He tells Taylor to go and save the others, as he is also dying. Preparing to leave the cave with the spaceman's ladder, the students are attacked by cavemen before they can get through. Kara is pulled through the portal by future beings before she can help her friends. From their perspective, she reappears through the portal, differently dressed and with rope-like mechanisms which pull her friends through. A short time later, Furby awakens, along with Hopper and Hopper's family. The others arrive, happily explaining they are in a space station and have a lot to talk about. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.